Raindrops falling, raindrops falling, raindrops falling all around, trickling down my weary eyes, my weary eyes, my weary eyes. I'm ready to
to fade that music out, but that's an amazing video, Brian. Another amazing video. Sunshine, we'll see you in a little while. I'm going to start the show.
It seemed appropriate for the Five of Cups.
Yeah, this is amazing, dude. And I got some questions I got to ask you about it, but I figured I'd try to let it fade out and we could chill with it a little bit more and let it go. And Julie's out there. Yes, those smiles. Happy bunch of people we are, for sure.
Yeah, my Blarmations. All stills, no video.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love your work, dude. I love that we can share it and open with it. I love that we switch to like opening with a video every time because it's it's like the portal. We use it as a transport into our world. It's awesome. I love it. All right, I'm gonna fade it out over here and bring us back into the middle. And hello. Welcome to the Fool's Journey. We are here again. It is Monday, July 10th. Can you believe it?
Yep, it's really nuts. Really is. So we're leaving the Four of Cups, moving into the Five of Cups tonight. Really had compelled to do just a little quickie 3-card to start the show and see what we get here. And,
okay, cool.
This will be a really fun show tonight. You know, the Five of Cups, kind of a wild, sad card. You know, loss, different things, but. At the same time, there's always a glimmer of hope, and you know, nothing is lost, and there are things to focus on that you move forward to, and look for hope in the future. And to that end, we have a great guest tonight. Hang on,
yes.
let me do this quickie. One more. Hold on.
Totally excited. We have a surprise guest. I love that.
All right. So. Whoa, first card, death.
Ooh.
Okay. Second card, Four of Cups. Oh, that's too funny. Wow, Water World, man. You know, death is Scorpio. Yeah, okay. Oh, you got to be kidding me. It's the Five of Cups.
That's amazing.
It's the Five of Cups. It's the Five of
freaking cups. Totally, of course. What else did you expect?
No. You know, I never cease to be amazed. Oh my God. Wow.
Amazing.
Like, what are the odds? Okay, anyway.
What are the odds? The Wizard of Odds.
Well, we're here on the Oddcast.
That we hear on the Oddcast.
Yeah.
We are the odds, then. We are.
Yeah, Mr. Midler gave me Oddcast. I'm going to start using that more. And I started hacking apart some of the old shows and doing some little promo things. And, you know, it's been kind of a crazy, dude, we're coming up on a year.
Wow, really? Holy moly, yeah. Audacious says 4 and then 5 of Cups. OMG. Totally OMG.
Hey, there's my kid. Audrey, what's up? Audacious, yeah, there you go. You know, I gotta give props. You know, I talked to you about the equinox thing that we did, the solstice thing.
Right.
Yeah, and I had 2 intrepid voyagers that stuck with me through the whole thing, through getting completely soaked and lightning and frozen, and our girl here is like one of them. So
that's awesome. And then we got Rick Midler out there also.
Rick Midler, what's up, my brother?
And of course, we got to give props to Jilly, always there, rooting us on.
Well, and as a matter of fact, I'm drinking a cup of brew thanks to Jilly. That is a combo of wake the fuck up and shut the fuck up, and it's a really delicious blend. Really, those nice. Black tea rules, man. Thanks.
Nice, and I love your B mug. Very cool.
So, another little bit of news, and then we'll dive into the fives.
What's going on?
They had my first yoga session with Satya again. You know, I had done 2 or 3 sessions with him. This is a while back, like almost a year ago now. Okay. And and like I didn't really realize I had the hernia at that point.
Oh,
So
right.
I did a couple of those, and then I met up with Leah, and then I took her yoga class that Sunday. And after I did Satya's and then Leah's class, man, like I had a, you have a hernia, dude. There wasn't much doubt about it at that point. So all of that pretty much shut down, and I didn't really get to pursue that. But he put together just an amazing little system for me. My body's been through some wars, and and has some kind of special needs about it. Like I've got a hip thing that's like kind of crazy, and he put together like this little system of stuff that like
awesome
has just been amazing. Feels really good. It felt really good doing it, and his whole mode and the reason I connected with him to begin with is, his whole approach is energy. It's not about the dogma. It's not about this. It is about how the energy works, how that flows, and how that works. And man, I just connect to that philosophy so deeply on every single level. And I met Satya through the Tibetan Bowl group. And man, I've just met some of the coolest people through that little group of people. And probably on the 24th of this month, we're going to have a guy on named David Mum, who I've been connected with. He's part of the group and just has been doing this amazing clinical research into a lot of the things I've been doing from a magical, like, historical kind of approach.
Awesome. Very cool.
So we've been kind of connecting up, and he's working on this amazing book. I can't wait to see it get out. And I've been privileged to get to share some of the outlines and where he's going with it. My teacher's like over the top about it. It's like, wow, this is really amazing. Anyway, we're going to have him on and beat him up. And
oh, I can't wait.
Good info.
Is that the sound guy, the guy with the sound stuff too, or no? Different.
No.
Okay.
This guy lives up in Ithaca or North New York.
Cool.
And he hangs out up there and has been doing a bunch of like scientific like measurements and stuff, and coming to lots of the same conclusions, and his kind of like the way things are put together and work, and like his clinical scientific kind of like nomenclature for it works so amazingly in sync with all of the stuff I've learned, and like really looking forward to, and I hope sometime soon to be able to get up there and like put some electrodes on me and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
that's awesome, dude. That's amazing. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to have him on the show and talk about that. That's cool.
Yeah. So that should be on the 24th. So pretty cool.
Rock and roll.
And what's going on with you? What's been happening?
Well, while you were hanging out with Yogi Satya and doing yoga, I was turning myself into a tomato. But it was nice, a good thing. It was a good thing. I went to Fire Island. My girlfriend had never been there before, and I decided to take her and her son there. And what I did wrong was on the ferry, I put sunscreen on my shoulders. And then when we got to the beach, I just laid down and I forgot to put sunscreen on my face and on my chest. And as you can see, I'm a little tender, but luckily I'm not in pain. I just look funny.
Oh, that's too bad.
But hey, you. But what was good was I got to jump in the ocean. Fire Island is actually another layer out to the ocean, and the water is like a little bit cleaner, and it just feels nice. It was really warm, so I got to just bask in the ocean, which I don't really get to do often, or I don't get to do as much as I would like. But yes, I am a little cooked. But it was good. It was a good, relaxing weekend, and things are good. I've got a trip planned to California at the end of the summer to see family for an occasion, a bar mitzvah. So it should be fun. But awesome. It's nice to get out. Yeah, it's nice that the weather's finally my kind of weather.
Well, let's go ahead and jump into the fives.
Yeah,
and
let's
then
do it.
we'll get to our guest, the
Awesome.
sunshine herself, who I met through you actually, and
Yes, you
was
did,
crazy
and
about
if I
story.
remember correctly, I mean, I'm pretty sure she's got some pretty crazy connections to Five. I'm not sure if that's a coincidence, or that was planned on your part.
Well, you have a crazy coincidence, the connection to Five. Mount
I
Dude
do,
is
55, yes,
number
for sure.
5 for your life lesson number, man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So maybe we want to bring her on while we're talking about the cards, but
Certainly, if
I'll,
you'd like
I'll
to.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll let you direct the show. It's it's the fool's journey. You're the guide.
Bring the cards up, man.
All right, let's bring the cards up. So we've got the Five of Cups.
There you go. Why don't you read the booklet page?
Oh, I've got the booklet right here. Hold on a second. The Five of Cups. Here we go. Whew. Emotional desolation. You feel like you've lost absolutely it all, everything. The emotional baggage is heavy, and you've brought it all. You feel grief, deep simmering anger, remorse, regret, and bitter disappointment. This card can represent the aftermath of some severe loss or trauma. A massive heartbreak has occurred, and the cups are spilled. Take heart, however. Everything is not lost, it just feels that way. There are still filled cups and a place to start anew. This card has an element of being abandoned. Perhaps there is someone you are deeply attached to that has left, which is bad enough. The most troubling aspect to this card is when you feel abandoned by the spirit and you feel no longer connected to the source. No matter how bad it looks, there is always a silver lining. When you have lemons, make lemonade.
Yeah, not the
Yeah,
happiest of cards.
not the happiest of cards we see here. Disappointment, we see sorrow, trouble, worry, loss,
So
possible
you know
loss.
what that little planetary symbol in the middle of the card at the top? You know what that one is, by any chance? I'm gonna just keep grilling you because
I
sooner or
know.
later,
You know what? You know what? And by now, you started asking me about the planetary symbol probably 2 or 3 episodes ago. So I should have known to study the damn chart. I didn't.
Ah!
I didn't. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say Jupiter.
No, that's Mars.
That's Mars, of
You
course.
can always remember Mars because it looks like an erection. You
Okay.
know, and yeah,
Mars.
and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, Mars and Venus are like, you know, like that. That's kind of like the male, female,
Well,
like.
you know, I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, oh my god, I got to guess, and I didn't even like give it any thought, and I should have, because I would have probably guessed.
So Mars is usually associated with fire and aggression and speed and stuff, and you know, it's kind of like, well, how does that really connect up with, you know, with the cups and water, you know? But it's kind of like this was not an easy loss. You know what got lost here? The original Rider Waite deck had 5 cups and a guy, a really forlorn guy in a black robe, looking like he just almost was dying. And 3 of the cups in that card were dumped over, and 2 of them were left standing up. And the whole point behind that is like spilling those hurt. And this card is kind of like, because of a lot of other associations with this, it's really kind of like connected to abandonment,
Mhm.
betrayal, kind of like some really blob, like dark shadow kind of stuff, right? And that fear of being left, and that and being lost and abandoned out into the world, you know. And the description of that in the card, you know, talked about when you feel that from the spirit. It's bad enough when you feel that in the world and feel disconnected from people, but when you feel disconnected and lost and, you know, pushed away from the spirit, that's a really devastating
Right.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The silver lining to that, though, is, you know, you could stand there and focus on on, in this case, the 2 cups in the front that have knocked over and spilled. That's gone. it's already in the past.
Mhm.
There's nothing you can do to bring that back. There's no amount of thinking about it that will change the course of that action that's already taken place. And there's nothing you can do to change the course of where that loss will inevitably lead. But you can turn around and not focus on that anymore and choose to focus on the things that are still there. Because most of the time, this winds up being something that needed to go anyway. It hurts at the time because there's deep, usually lifelong connections, but a lot of times with this card, there are past life connections with
Wow.
this too that kind of like carry some intensity.
That's
And
pretty deep.
it brought some of these lessons from, times past, not
Yeah.
just this. So when those go away, even though they need to, ow, man, dude, what am I going to do without that? That's always
Right.
been
Right.
there.
And we all know that feeling. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, it's really crazy. Again, this card, it's curious. Lot of the cards, or some of the cards, like the court cards for this, got tinted really blue.
Mhm.
But most of the cups are this kind of like silvery, almost monochromatic until you look at them closely and
Right.
give them,
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And
I love that. I mean, I see this one has so much detail. I see so many figures. I see figure like a knight.
it's really endless. As many
I see
thousands of
eyes. I
cards.
see all
Yeah,
sorts of amazing stuff in here. It's really crazy. Oh, Celestial's out there. What's up, Celestial? Good to see you out there.
Celestial, what's up?
Yeah, this card is beautiful, Brian. I mean, this is as they are all as we go through these. It's just like the best. I love it.
So the fives all represent the moment where the stability of the fours have been disrupted, like in a big way.
Mhm, mhm.
And where the four of cups often represents. By the way, I'm still tripping that I pulled the four of cups and the five of cups.
That's crazy. That's totally crazy, dude.
Wow, that was just
I mean,
nuts.
but you know what? I'm almost growing to expect those things on this show. I mean, it's really nuts, But I'm writing this down because I feel like this is a card I can remember easily, and a set of cards I can remember easily as far as the
Well, the four of cups represents where, after the night of frivolity and the three, you're in that mode of like, oh man, it's the hangover card. It's like, wow. And it kind of represents in a lot of ways like an addiction card. Like,
Mhm.
people drink too much, or, it's a drug thing. This card can kind of represent, the four can kind of represent that. But then after that mode, whatever zone that, like after the morning is, boom,
Mhm.
now the emotional blow up of that happens, and now the instability, now everything's in flux again, and the whole world, the five cups that were standing, boom, have been blown up, and now that whole um, energetic system, circulating system, has now been obliterated and needs to find a new pathway for growing. And that's where that'll move to the six and become a flowing working system again. But right now, it's the discomfort uh, of losing what is familiar and that you've become attached to, and waiting for the moment of emptiness, which for me, that's what the two cups really represent. That moment of when, man, you got to get rid of this. Well, that
Yeah,
doesn't,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if something else is waiting for you right then to like move into that space, you've got to like have the courage to say enough, move that out, and then be able to sustain your faith through the time of emptiness for the cups to fill back up, and for the appropriate, and for your energy to change, because this is not only about the energy outside that's affecting you, this is really a reflection of the energy inside you that's happening. And losing those things that you were attached to is going to cause all kinds of emotional waves on your emotional ocean.
Sure.
you
Right.
know, and ripples and waves and tsunamis and all kinds of things that are going
I
to
can
take
feel
you
it.
out.
I definitely can feel it. These two spilled cups in the front, like I definitely feel it. And is that Scorpio right there in the center?
And what was that last one you
Is
said?
that Scorpio right there in the center?
Yes.
That's yeah,
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, water and
Interesting.
fire, you know, and you've got Mars and the sting of Mars. You know, if you kind of look at that symbol, it's that circle with the like the arrow going up, that sharp pointed arrow
Yeah,
towards the
yeah.
sky, right? And that's the same with, you know, it's the scorpion sting too. So both of those, that shit's gonna hurt.
Double whammy.
That shit's
Double
gonna
whammy.
hurt. Yeah. Exactly. So let's do a quick run through the other fives, and then we'll drag some.
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking as you were talking about how doom and gloom the fives are. Thank God we have some sunshine to get us through the rest of the show.
That was not without purpose, to be honest with you.
Awesome, awesome. I'm excited. You have an intention happening, and I love that. All right, so
Yeah,
what
let's
do we
bring
got?
up the five of wands real quick.
The Five of Wands is right here. Whoa.
Right. So, you know, you've gone from the four wands that were the stability and the four corners of the celebration tent to now like the competition has gone crazy. Now they're all over you. There's conflict everywhere. There's people trying to attack your stability. So now you have to up your game all of a sudden and try to go into the competition. Okay, let's go back to the five of cups.
Back to the Five of Cups.
Okay, so now you've like it's the morning after, like you realize all the stuff that you have to like change about yourself in order to be able to make the changes to compete following that line, right? So boom, those fall over, you get rid of those, and now you're in the zone of having to figure out where to go and to find stability again emotionally and be able to move forward with your plans. Okay, let's go to air. Swords.
Oops, sorry. There we go. Nope.
No.
Hold on. Oh, oh, damn it. I dumped the wrong two in. I have two tabs of discs. Hold on. I gotta I gotta grab the card again from the folder here. There we go.
Yeah.
Look at
You
that.
know, these sword cards are some of the I think they're some of my favorite images. I think they're really beautiful. But at the same time, they just represent such like
They
this is
are, aren't
arguments, this is backstabbing, this is gossip, this
they?
is talking behind people's backs, this is like stirring up trouble where no trouble was. This is a lot of mental circle thinking. Pretty much everything about this card is kind of a pain in the ass.
The fives in general, you got conflict, cruelty, belligerence, loss, defeat.
Well, and yeah, and that point being that every one of these represents instability. Okay, let's go on to the Pentacles.
All right.
Five of Pentacles, financial destitution, man. This is one of the wobbest cards in the deck. And in the Rider-Waite deck, it's this like snowy evening, and there's a house and it's like dark, and there's snow everywhere, and there's this house with a glowing window, and inside is a family having this wonderful dinner, and it's warm, and there's a fire, and everybody's happy, and outside is this like old bag lady, like in the snow, like freezing, hardly with anything, like no food, no clothes, no nothing. And she's looking in the window at these people having this amazing time. And it's kind of like this, like she's lost everything, you know.
Oh,
and that in the mode of moving from 4 to the 5. The 4 of Pentacles represented where you took your money out of circulation, you took your money out of the living system that it needed to be in.
Right. Yeah.
And it sat there, and now like decayed, it got all used up, and now it's like gone, and now you're in this like destitute, like holy shit, what do I do now?
Wow.
And it's really a not pleasant card on every level. You know, because it represents property, it represents your bank account, it represents your relationships, your business, pretty much across the board. This card You know, there's always a way if you look at it long enough to twist it into like, okay, that's not so bad. If you look at it like this, I'm really hard pressed to find what the
Yeah, the fives don't have a lot of most of the cards have like this. Oh, but there's a bright side, and the fives are pretty definite.
well, the Five of Cups at least has those moments where it's
Right,
not,
right.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
there's still a couple things standing. It still worked out. It's not everything, you
Right.
know. This is like, dude, bomb, thermonuclear, like you've lost everything. You're now homeless,
Thermonuclear.
living under a bridge in the
Oh
snow.
man. Ugh.
Nice.
Well, I forgot I could add sound effects. Check this out. I have the perfect one for the fives. It's called
That's
Sad
funny.
Moan. I just there we
There you go.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The fives are pretty rough, man.
Yeah. So about a year and a half or 2 years ago, I was on your messed up show, the live stream of consciousness, and there was this cool woman I hadn't met. Her name's Sunshine, and I can't remember the other guy's name to be honest with you. And
I think Steve Interante. I think it probably.
yeah, I didn't really keep in touch with him. We really that was like my only interaction with him. And
Right.
Sunshine and I wound up like connecting, and you know, I just think she's a wonderful,
She's
wonderful.
amazing. She's
And you know,
connected to us all, I think.
we don't do the same kind of artwork, but she does some pretty amazing spiritually oriented light art. I'll call it that, although it's not like painting. She's like drawing light and
Yeah, yeah.
auras and the way she sees
Oh
us.
man, I wish I had it right next to me. She did a
Did she do
portrait.
yours?
She did a port. It was really weird when we met. She had just done this portrait, and it turned out that it was me, and we just didn't. She didn't know, and I didn't know until we met. And then she was like, "Oh wait, now this makes sense. I know who this is." And I have it actually. It's in the other room, but it's exactly like you said. It's just it's like my aura. It's like an aura painting, which isn't like all of. I mean, I don't think all of her work is like that. Yes, but I don't know many that have like the.
And that's the thing I really connected to because that's the driving force behind
Totally.
all
Yeah, I
this.
get it. That's awesome.
And that's like two completely different executions, but it comes from a heart and really
Totally. Well, what are we doing keeping her backstage for so
you
long?
know, I was just gonna ask you that,
Let's,
dude.
let's
Let her
bring
in.
her on. Everybody, welcome Sunshine to the show. There she is. What's happening, Sunshine?
Hello. Thank you for inviting me. I want to mention though, my fives.
Yes.
My fives, I draw from angel numbers, and it's about transition, progression, progressiveness, if that's a word, freedom, versatility, promotion, resourceful, adaption, like change. Yes.
Yeah, I like your fives. I think
Yeah.
much nicer. Very cool. Very cool. And have you always connected with the number five, or what's
Um,
your connection?
I see fives all the time. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
550.
Have you got? Are you a numerologist? Have you like?
No, I went Saturday to get a massage, and as I'm getting in the car, it was 111, and then I saw somebody's mailbox. It said 222, and then there was a gas price. It was 333. Yeah, so.
Oh man, hitting them all in order.
You should let me do a number chart for you sometime.
Yeah, I would love that.
Brian is the master of numbers. He's like he sees the Matrix when he looks at you. He can see like your numbers like going up and down like this.
So we haven't really connected a whole lot face to face since your show, but I keep up with your site all the time and your Facebook things. You've been a busy girl now. You're making some waves. You know, like for the people here that don't know anything about you yet, would you know, how did you get into the whole art scenario and your kind of like white light warrior kind of mode?
Well, I've always been into art. I won my first art contest at 5 years old. I won a gingerbread house.
5.
But in the spiritual world, I took my power back at age 50 and just started painting on my fence, on buildings. I went to New Hampshire, New Jersey, just going around spreading sunshine.
What started? What was there an event that made you do that, or why'd you begin?
Ah,
Good question.
yeah. It was actually during COVID that I started painting my fence. You know, everybody was inside and moping around. So I was like, you know what? I'm going outside and I'm painting a big sunflower on the front of my fence. And then neighbors started coming by. So they asked for tulips. So I painted tulips. And then there was fairies and then angels and rainbows. And I have a huge fence and it's covered from head to toe, you know. And that's what I did during COVID, you know.
I got a question for you.
Sunshine.
So that's what you wrote the book around, right? The whole,
Yes,
the
the
reaction that people had to you painting the fence. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I wrote the book. My avatar was my granddaughter, and she went out and painted the fences and removed the darkness and the illness, and the masks were getting torn off, and just bringing love and light to the neighborhoods and spreading sunshine and, you know, just through joy, painting the world beautiful, you know.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm putting your website in here.
Oh, and your painting is on my website of your soul.
Oh, okay. Well, I can. So here is Sunshine's website, which I actually helped her build when she first started. When we were like, "Hey, let's make it." We collaborated on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
This website is one of the results of it, and then here is actually on your Facebook page. That's the actual painting.
That's you, Michael?
That's me. That's me.
Awesome.
And then hold on a second. That's me holding me. Yeah, totally awesome.
Yeah, so I end up doing soul portraits too. If a soul comes to me, I just paint it. So yeah.
So the auras and soul things, are those things you see with your magical vision, or how do you perceive those things?
In my mind's eye, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it, you know, like I get this one is from a dream, you know, she's healing the world behind me with purple love, you know, so.
So we've got Spiritual Relief out there, says good evening and welcome to Spiritual Relief. And the comment is, sounds like a great response to COVID, which it obviously is like an amazing response to COVID. I think that's part of what I felt when I met you. I was just like, wow, this woman is like insanely connected to her own purpose, you know.
Joy.
What I mean? Yeah, exactly. I have never looked at the mad society around me the same since the lockdowns, and you know, that is unfortunate, but I think Sunshine is living proof that, you know, I mean, that's an outside circumstance, you know what I mean? It's it doesn't have to affect who you are, you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
And now it's a huge fence, and I have people come every day and they, you know, walk by it. And if I have
you have a picture of the fence by any
chance? Yeah, let me see. There might be one on Facebook. Let me see. Or yeah, that might be tough to find.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a video of it.
Is there one on your website?
No, I don't think so. I'll send you the video.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing. And really, the whole thing that I love so much is like the fence and everything about Sunshine and her paintings and everything. When you see the cover of the book, it's like it's all right there. It's like it just totally represents, what it's supposed to.
The book is on my website,
Oh yeah.
the cover. But
Oh yeah, there it is.
when I see the kids walking by, I always go out and I give them a book.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get a zoom in on it? Let's see. There we go.
Nice.
Totally.
Yeah. So,
Sunshine, did you write it too?
I did.
Awesome.
Well, yeah. It took me like 3 days to write it, and because it was just my life, and then I just did the illustrations, and then I had it published. Easy peasy. That was my third book though, so
Who published it, just out of curiosity?
I did another. My first one was Dog Ass. Was about my nephew who conquered cancer. And then I did a second one, Kaylee the Eco-Friendly Kayaker, that was about me. I used to kayak with my ex-husband, and we would pick up the litter in the Sound and bring it to, there's Kaylee.
I love that. I love how these books are autobiographical and
recycle whatever we found.
Amazing. It's so cool.
So yeah.
It's so cool. Julie says it's so happy.
Me, just like me.
And Julie says, tell us about Purple Love. You haven't
So I have a healing modality I call Purple Love. And it's energy healing, and I work with Saint Germain, the violet flame, and he transmutes all negative into pure love. So it's beautiful. I help lots and lots of people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I've seen Sunshine affect everyone most people that she comes in contact with.
I sent you the video, Michael.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Let me take a look in Facebook. Oh, yeah, there it is. Cool.
What were you going to say, Brian?
I said you're getting ready to do a pretty amazing thing coming up here, and we'll share that with everybody. Oh, that is great!
That's my little happy healing home.
Oh, I love that. That is
the
awesome.
Kids ride on my driveway too. And it keeps going on and on. But you could see there's little fairies, there's dragonflies. Isn't that fun? It keeps going. It's still a little more. There's geese. There's a fairy.
And you had to make sure you stopped right before the neighbor's part of the fence.
I would have painted theirs too.
No, I know. Absolutely.
They love me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So cool.
So yeah, I have I'm co-hosting 2 retreats. One's coming up Sedona during the equinox. So that's
coming equinox, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then I went on a retreat in Thailand this year, and with these 2 beautiful beings, and I'm going back again, and I'm co-hosting with them this time. So I'm excited.
What are you going to do there?
I am going to do my inner child workshop there, and I'm also going to be offering my Purple Love, my modality, and I'm also a hypnotist, so I sometimes do the little hypnotherapy, but while I'm doing that, I'm also doing the energy healing. So it's like double wham of
You get
pure
into any regressions?
love. What'd you say?
You get into any regressions?
Oh yeah, I've done regressions. Yeah, yeah. I work
So
with all types of people too. My youngest is a 10-year-old and my oldest is 75, you
Wow.
know? Yeah.
so we have a
So
question. Wait, hold
share a
on.
little bit about what you've got planned for Sedona.
Oh, I was gonna ask this question. Sorry to interrupt,
Was
Brian. But spiritual relief is asking, Sunshine, do you access Saint Germain through your physical heart area? I've been exploring that stuff in a Sufi way with the green saint. I don't know what Kibrin. No, Saint.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, definitely through my heart space always, you know, and I've been told that, you know, I'll just walk around the massage table and people just feel the purple light around me. You know, as I'm walking by, they just feel this purple. When I touch them, they feel the purple, you know. So it's he's embedded in me. He's meshed in me. I am the violet flame.
Ooh, awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Brian. So yeah, why don't you tell us about what's coming up? Exciting.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you have planned? You know, Sedona's a crazy place. You know,
Yeah.
why'd you decide to go there? And you know, what do you got planned for the crazy vortexes?
So Sedona came up in a conversation with my co-host Hardy Patel. We were just having a conversation about he just got back from India and Nepal, and I mentioned that I wanted to go to Sedona, and he said, let's do a retreat. And I was like, okay. So we're doing the inner child meditation the first night. And then the second day, we're going to be doing a sunrise meditation. And then we're going to be going to different beautiful vortex places. You know, I mean, Sedona is in a vortex.
I was going to say that's pretty much
Yeah.
Have you been there before? Have you
This is my first time.
Oh,
So
wow, you're gonna
feel
love
it.
it. You're gonna flip out. Yeah, you're gonna flip out.
So I went to Arizona, but I was more Utah. So I did all the, you know,
This is really different.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
And each one of the vortex, like there are a bunch of them there.
Yeah, we're gonna do
They all have different flavors. They're on.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like
Oh, I'm ready.
they're
I'm
all
ready.
different. Yeah.
Whee! I
have
might
fun with the
stay.
smorgasbord.
And we actually hired a chef from there. She's Ayurvedic chef, vegan, and we hired a sound healers there from there too. Descended from there. So you know, he's doing breath work. Hardy does breath work. So we're gonna be exploring. We're on 11 acres of property, and we rented Airbnb. It's called the Sky Castle. And
How many people?
there's 11 of us. And then there's a 10-minute walk to little watering holes, and you know, they have hammocks strategically placed around the whole place. Yeah, there we are. Hey.
Is there any information on your website, or where can people find out
It's
more?
actually on my website. It's full, you know, but
It's full, right?
yeah, it's full.
Up, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But we
We're
plan
gonna do some more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Hardy is also an amazing person, soul, you know,
Yeah.
energy to be around. He's definitely connected on many levels for sure.
Yes. So we're excited, and we're probably gonna do it again, you know, whenever. So yeah. So what's going on with you, Brian?
Well, I've got some exciting, you know, like we're gonna do a light painting retreat in Death Valley
Okay.
for 3 days.
Nice.
Wow, you didn't tell me
Yeah,
about this.
and
I
it's
don't think.
really, I'm just like, where the way, and it's just been, you know how even when you have a good idea, when it's not really time for the good idea to go, you get so many like resistances and this has just been like, I feel like I've been on the Autobahn, just like
Oh,
driving at 200 miles an hour. Ah, this is great.
amazing.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and the I've got some really cool plans. I've already talked to a couple of other of my hero light painters. They're very interested in doing it and like creating this whole scenario of like
Wow.
teaching, like shooting at night and like like having 3 different light painters and one person like does a specific night, and there are so many amazing landscapes in Death
Wow.
Valley.
Well, you got to give me
Valley's
all
like
the
one of
info,
my
man.
soul like spirit places. And
I
I've
know
been there
Joe
like
wants to sign up.
5 or 6 times, and so like you've got the racetrack where the sliding stones are, and you've got the sand dunes, you've got the salt flats. It'll be it'll be the gibbous moon right before the full moon. The waxing, like, oh my goodness, it'll just like woo. It gives me goosebumps. I get the goosebumps. So
Dude,
I'm hoping to get you on board and cruise with us, and have some fun, because it will be an amazing place. And we'll be doing lessons and like talking and stuff during the day. Death Valley is an amazing place, and then that night at night, we'll be out like giving an initial lesson, and then people can either participate in the shots that we're going to do, or they can go off on their own, shoot their own stuff, and be in this place where it's like, oh my goodness,
amazing.
I can't wait. It's just going to be
So perfect, dude. I'm really happy for you. That sounds amazing.
thanks.
You didn't tell me. That's the first I'm hearing of it. I'm really surprised.
It's really just kind of like bloomed.
It totally bloomed. It's
like,
do it, man.
Like
it's crazy.
Jack and the Beanstalk, being like,
yeah, it's perfect. It's like I can't imagine you doing anything
But
else.
that's when it's right.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and when it makes your solar plexus go,
yeah.
Okay.
That's a yes.
So subtle.
That's awesome, man. I'm really excited. Definitely keep me posted as you develop the
Absolutely
the details.
And I want to start a new podcast. I want to do a light painting podcast. I think that'd be
great.
Awesome. You should. I mean, you have material already that you've done, but you've come. You're a different person. You're a different light painter. So you know what I mean. It's
and I've like made so many great
yeah
connections with people over the years, and like it's a really wonderful community of people, and there's always new people coming in, and and it doesn't have to just be like with light painting. Like my friend Jan, he's an amazing light painter, but he's an artist, and it doesn't matter if you give him a piece of chalk, a flashlight, or some paint. He's making something cool, so yeah,
totally. That's awesome. Amazing things happening. Totally. I love it. All around. Anyone out there got anything amazing happen? Tell us in the comments. We'll talk about it. We'll get excited for you. We'll give you some energy. we'll share in the energy. That's awesome, man. I'm really happy for both you guys.
Thank you.
Happy to be a part of this.
Well, and like it's like I've been looking for, like some shifts on how I make a living. had to happen, and this is something AI can't do yet. So at least for a little while, we go out, have some fun, make a living, share some light, and be happy, and go to some of the most the Death Valley thing. If that turns out really good, I have a whole list of like I'm sucking up the 4 corners, man. The solstices and the equinoxes.
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Every single one of them.
Spiritual relief. Good channel and presentation. Thanks to the hosted panel. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Wow, that's awesome. Oh my God, you can't do better than that, right? When somebody new comes along and enjoys themselves, we're happy to have you here.
So what do you got going on art-wise, Sunshine? What are you working on right now? It's really cool.
I just finished a soul portrait for a friend of mine, Danielle Lipton. She is an amazing channeler of extraterrestrials. And she channels the star people.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
on my Facebook page.
Oh yeah,
So
let's
she,
go.
she actually has done a couple of healings on me. So I wanted to show my gratitude for her, and I painted her soul with her man. So I don't know if Michael can
I'm
pull it
looking.
up.
I'm looking.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I
So
see.
were you when you did Michael? Were you guys in the same place? Was this just you
No, I
out to him
actually,
like in the astral?
when I did Michael, I'm in bed. I'm usually in bed. There they are. That's my friend Danielle and her man.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
I love that. I want to hear the story. Go ahead. When you painted me.
So Michael invited me on the show, and I usually turn all my electronics off at 9. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do for these hours? And I'm an artist of all material things. And this image just popped into my head. So I started painting it. And then, the next day I finished it, and then I was like, oh my God, this is Michael's soul. So I had to give it to him. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I just wanted to show more of your website here. These are some of your paintings, and I think some of those represent kind of that channeling of people's souls, or just souls maybe that you don't even know.
Yeah.
But there's another thing. You said you're an artist of all
That's
things.
so funny.
So you've got these sunshine sweaters, which I love.
I crochet.
Rogers.
I crochet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
you got to
small.
admit it.
You'll have to bring up one of my videos
I'm trying to
on my Facebook.
get bigger. Oh, right, you have videos
Yeah.
of you dancing. Yeah, let me see if I can find one.
Yeah. So I crochet sweaters, and I don't do it out of patterns. It comes into my head, and I just do it. This is my latest one. This one I'm keeping. This one's the Violet Flame. Yeah, look at that purple love. Yeah. So
love it. Yeah, stop it. Hold on. Oh, there we go.
yeah. So that's another way of me spreading my energy, is just, doing the videos. There's another one. Yeah. My happy hippie sweater. That sold in 5 seconds. So fun. And the best part is that I was not this person, 5 years ago. I was a miserable, unhealthy, anxiety-ridden hot mess,
It's amazing to think it wasn't. I mean, that really wasn't long ago. Right before,
No, it wasn't.
right after I met you, you had just transformed into
Yeah.
what I see before me, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I did a lot of healing, and I'm still doing the healing,
Yeah, that'll never stop, right?
It never stops. And but I went through a complete rebirth, and I woke up freaking sunshine,
You have to die to learn how to live.
Yeah, I unlearned how to live the way I thought I was supposed to be living, and now I learned how to live for myself.
Yeah.
Kill
all those old programs and write your new ones the way you want them to be.
Yeah.
Not the way they were given to you. Yeah.
She's on purple fire.
Burning,
Listen,
baby.
I am so grateful that you came to share time with us tonight, and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you,
Yes,
love. Thank
And
you.
it's been really fun watching what you do and seeing you grow and
Thanks.
very very happy for our connection on every
Thank
level.
you.
And I hope you'll come back and play with
Of
us again.
course. Yeah, I'm always ready to play.
And we'll talk about that Death Valley thing.
Yeah, fun. All
for
right.
sure.
Love you.
Love
We'll
you
talk
too.
to you later, Sunshine. Hold on. Wow, that was awesome. I was really surprised yesterday. I hadn't even spoken to you, and I just went on your page, and I was like, "Oh, you invited Sunshine on the show. I guess I should change the thumbnail to include that." I had no idea. I just thought we were doing the fives, so I was excited, and I'm glad I got the chance to talk to her again.
I'm always going to be surprising you, Zen. Expect nothing, be prepared for anything.
You always do surprise me. Absolutely. Celestial Infinity says thank you, and we thank you, Celestial, for always being here. And
As always,
everybody who came, Spiritual Relief, thank you so much for joining us. We do this every Monday, and you know what? It comes up so fast. It's like it'll be Monday before you know it. So you're welcome to join us again. Yeah, man. I guess.
Well, we'll be doing the Six of Cups next week. A much happier card. So, woo. Yeah.
Thank God.
Exactly.
All right, folks. We'll see you next week. And
Guys, thank you.
Be safe. We'll talk to you next week.